still.
I was up at 6.
We couldn't find her.
You all set, Eli?
One of the kids was like,
Okay. Meeting with Councilman Ramirez. Waiting for my clue. I know. It's the longest minute. Only when you watch it try to boil. Good evening. I'm going to call this meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And Ms. Robin is going to lead us. And Pastor Michelle from Oasis Community Church is
Yes.
still standing.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, I thank you for the privilege and the opportunity to come before you on behalf of our council members and our city. I thank you tonight for our servants, our mayor, our city manager, the staff, our council members, first responders, and military. I give thanks that those who have chosen to take up a life of service on behalf of our community and nation. I ask you to give our leaders your wisdom to make decisions that would strengthen and prosper the city of 29 Palms and its citizens. I pray that our city council members would have humble hearts to serve, that their motives for everything would be pure, and that they would make right decisions concerning the social welfare, safety, and economics of 29 Palms. I take authority over strife and division and crime and over every other evil thing that would try to take root in our city. And Lord, I ask that the city of 29 Palms would have a good reputation, and be known as a blessed place to live. And we thank you for your tender mercies and your loving kindness over our wonderful city. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you. Okay, roll call, please.
Councilmember Wright,
Here.
Councilmember Bildering,
Here.
Councilwoman Ramirez,
here.
Mayor Pro Tem Scott,
Here.
Mayor Mitz,
Here.
all present.
Thank you. Let's see, we have no closed session announcements and changes to the agenda.
We do have one change to the agenda. We'd like to poll item 4 of the consent calendar, the second reading of the ordinance rescinding Ofland Project, and table that to a later meeting.
Okay. All right. Okay, these proceedings will be viewed on demand at the City of 29 Palms website at www.29palms.org. I also live stream this meeting by going to our website and clicking on the meeting agendas link. And also on the beginning of the agenda, obviously there's in-person public comment, and there's also, you can go onto our register link, City of 29 Palms -448 mywebex.com. So just go onto our website and you'll be able to click on, you'll be able to do it right from home if you like. Okay, awards, presentation, appointments, and proclamations. We have none. City Council comments and reports of meetings attended. Councilmember Bildering.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Been very slow. Just had meetings with citizens. And I just want to say happy birthday to Councilmember Wright.
Okay, Councilmember Ramirez.
I try to make this as brief as possible. I attended the Southern California Authority of Governments Legislative Committee meeting. I wish I was coming back with better news, but I'm disappointed to report that despite the recommendations from both SCAG and Cal Cities supporting additional flexibility for RENA-related deadlines, Governor Gavin Newsom vetoed AB 2296. Rural communities continue to need housing policy that recognizes the very different challenges that we face compared to our larger cities in our metropolitan areas in California. I also attended the East Valley Regional Steering Committee meeting for Office of Homeless Services. I addressed a letter that was sent to me that left me concerned about the potential hold on federal, well, not the potential anymore. There is a hold on federal funding and what that could mean for our services in our region. Subsequently, I met with our lobbyist, Ms. White, as well as, just a representative from Washington, D.C., and I specifically requested follow-up regarding that letter and addressed my concerns about the potential impact on our community. I also met with a constituent who shared with me that he is a homeless veteran and a Purple Heart recipient. With the assistance and coordination of Congressman Jay Olbernolte's office and staff, we were able to work towards securing him a VASH voucher and connecting him with housing services. I completed 5 additional trainings through Washington University and a federal program that is made for local electeds, and it focuses on artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and emerging security threats. As technology continues to evolve, I believe that elected officials have a responsibility to understand both opportunities and risks that these technologies present to local government and public infrastructure. I am going to be entering into the record an update from Charter Communications and Spectrum. This was something that I was proud to support. It went before the CPUC. I started to work with Charter Communications, also known as Cox, to support their merger at a state level. I provided input at the state level because I believe that the potential benefits for rural communities like ours were strong enough. The merger brings stronger connectivity, expanded customer protections, including outage-related expenses and being able to be reimbursed for that. And the biggest part of this, which makes me super happy, is that part of this merger, one of the benefits was that to low-income and qualifying communities, there will have a plan that offers high-speed internet that will be only $20 per month. And there will be no startup fees, no deposits, no anything like that. So definitely something that's going to be very positive for our community. There's a few more things. I also met with some constituents that brought forward some public safety concerns regarding a city-owned property and some individuals that were lingering there. And I just want to be very clear tonight that, 29 Palms doesn't just have a homelessness problem. We also have a drug problem. Addiction and illegal narcotics are driving many of the public safety issues that our community faces today. We must continue to show compassion to those who genuinely want treatment and recovery, but we cannot ignore the criminal activity that fuels this crisis. As a council member, I will use every lawful authority available to me to support policies that improve public safety and combat illegal drug activity. I stand proudly with the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department and the San Bernardino County District Attorney's Office and our state and federal law enforcement partners. You have my full support. The message is simple. If you bring drugs into our community, I will personally continue to support every lawful effort to stop you. 29 Palms deserves to be a safe place to live, work, and raise a family, and I will never stop fighting for that. Lastly, I am also very proud to highlight and say that about a month after I got elected, I was approached with an opportunity to become part of a case study of a group of local electeds through Stanford University. That has gone on for almost 2 years now, and I was recently notified that they were moving on to the next part of their research and publishing the research, and that would be with one of their partners and their main funder, the Andrew Carnegie Foundation. They'll be putting all of the information together in a video, and I will be part of that. Thank you.
Councilmember Wright.
All right, I'm not going to be that long. All right. Just messing. So I attended Shop with a Cop. That's a thing that they do, I think, twice a year. And this one was for back to school. And it was just a wonderful opportunity, especially when it wasn't my money that was being spent. So. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then I also attended the Fill the Bus with Winging It winging it. And I did the back to school backpack giveaway. I've helped Winging It, and also Cuts for Kings did one. And so I participated in both of those. And I also want to thank Councilwoman Ramirez because she helped out Cuts for Kings with some backpacks that were desperately needed for their event. I attended the JPA. The biggest thing with the JPA, everybody knows, California is really moving with this recycling situation and things like that. And I guess one of the biggest issues they're having right now is how to recycle solar panels because of the glass in it or something like that. I did attend that meeting, and that was one of the biggest things they talked about. I also got invited to Copper Mountain College's celebration for their accreditation. They've been accredited for, I guess they do it every 8 years, so they've been accredited for another 8 years. And they celebrated out at Sky's the Limit. And my daughter, she works out there, so she invited me, and I went out there. It was a really nice event and all that good stuff. Also attended a Warhawks car wash. We've been raising a lot of money to sponsor a lot of children, and there are a lot of people or a lot of businesses out there that have sponsored, and we greatly appreciate it. This year, I think we've sponsored more kids than we ever have, and I think it's in the area of like 20 plus kids being sponsored just to play football, and so it's going great. And all right, I got through my list, and I do want to wish Councilmember Steve a happy birthday. If y'all don't know, we got the same birthday, exactly 10 years apart.
Mayor Pro Tem Scott.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. I did attend the Field the Bus with Student Transportation of America and Winging It. I also attended the Shop with a Cop with Councilmember MacArthur Wright. And I attended the Space Jam at Historic Plaza, the 70th anniversary for the American Legion. I also attended the Senior Center. I also attended a birthday celebration for Kurt. So happy birthday, Kurt. It's his birthday as well. And happy birthday, Councilmember Bildren, Councilmember Wright. And I also gave an interview with KESQ News about our night sky that was done at Winging It. I just want to wish Miss Angie from Winging It that she feels better. She's been having some health issues. I think that is... Oh, and I attended the back-to-school event at Winging It at the Youth Activities Center, and that's an amazing facility over there on Sullivan. If you haven't been, I really encourage you guys to go check that out. It seems to be like a really cool refuge for our youth. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, unfortunately, I was out of town almost the last 2 weekends, so I missed a whole bunch of those events, but they know I support them. So I went to a Mountain Desert meeting. If you're going on 247, allow at least probably a half an hour extra time. They're repaving one side of the road on one thing, and they stop traffic, and then they open it up to the traffic going through, and you'll lose time. So trust me. One of the things we're doing for Mountain Desert through Measure I money is they're getting ready. If anybody's ever gone on Bear Valley Cutoff, it used to be just a road you could go from 247 right to Interstate 15 and miss everything. Well, you can't do that anymore. It's a 3-lane road, takes forever, but they're actually going to fix all the lights so they're synchronized, but it's going to cost a lot of money to do it. I didn't realize that's street lights cost a lot but they're going to also do some more improvements on the crosswalks and things like that. So that's going to get improved down there. On Monday, I had to go back down to Victorville to the air quality meeting. We just we only really had one or two things, but there's some legislative, our executive director, Brad, he keeps track of a lot of the stuff in Sacramento, and we got some stuff coming down that, I don't know, it's going to cost a lot of money to do the things they want to do, and it's going to affect everyone. And that's all I have for that. I want to wish Steve and Mac both a happy birthday, and I guess Kurt, sorry I missed your shindig. I don't know. I guess you. So. All right. So we are going to we go to the city manager update.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just have two updates. One has to do with the construction of our Split Rock Bridge. The contractor contacted City Hall and asked to be able to do some night work. Apparently, there's some portion of the bridge that needs a special coating that needs to be done when it's a little cooler. So there's a couple days in there. I wanted to let you all know and the public also. Those days look like it'd be September 11th, 14th, and 15th, and that would go from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. That probably would have some additional lighting out there, generators, and concrete mixers. So general construction noises. It shouldn't be too bad though. Probably won't take all 3 days, but they wanted to have some flexibility to be able to do that. So I want to let you all know and the public also. Additionally, I wanted to give our planning department some kudos. Worked very hard last week to put in the final application for an $8.5 million grant to redo Lear Avenue from the highway all the way out to Pole Line Road. And so there's a portion of that is in the city, but also a portion in the county. We are the main applicant. We have been working on this. Really, this is the third application that we've made for this project. So it's been, I don't know, 10 years we've been trying to get this, and it finally happened this year. And that's work with our cooperation with the base. Our department, our federal lobbyist, it was a whole bunch of people that put in for us to be able to get this grant. It'd be a great thing for that particular road to just rebuild it. It won't be, we won't tear it up and put a new one down, but we're going to rebuild the one that's there. And so that's about 6 miles there. So it's a big win for us and for the base. That's all I have.
Can I ask him a question?
Well, of course, you can ask them a question.
Kevin, city manager, did the base talk about like where they're going to divert vehicles that go to Wilson or anything?
When we get a little bit closer to construction, we'll certainly make those announcements. There'll have to be a whole traffic management plan that goes into that. And so when we get a little closer to construction, we're still ways out from construction, but when we get closer, we will be in contact with the base, and they can let their people know what the plan is, as will we.
Thank you.
All right. Move to the consent calendar. Put this on. All matters listed on the consent calendar to be considered routine by the city council will be enacted by one motion in the form listed. Any item may be removed from the consent calendar, considered separately by the city council. The public will be given an opportunity to comment on the consent calendar items prior to the council action. So does anybody want to pull any items?
5 and 10.
You want to pull 5 and 10. Okay. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Obviously, number 4 is going to be tabled. I'll be abstaining from number 6, possible conflict of interest, because my wife owns a shop in the Project Phoenix area / Freedom Plaza. And number 7, it's a check that was written to my business. Obviously, I do not have a contract with the city. That is for bowling for the day camp kids when they bowled 4 times this year. That was paid for by the parents, not by the city. So I just want to be clear, it's not giving me, giving my business the money, but it did not come from the city. Okay, so I'm going to ask the public, anybody want, I do have a comment. You want to request number 4, but it's been tabled. Do you still want to comment on it? I guess you could, sir. Come on up.
Can you tell us why?
I'm not sure. She wants to know why we.
I want to know why it's being tabled.
Well, we're just tabling it to a later meeting. We're not ready to bring that forward just yet.
We have no way of knowing. I mean, obviously, as the residents that are involved in this, I'm not speaking as Desert Trumpet, obviously. We're kind of curious as to why.
It's, we're just not ready to bring it forward just yet. We will bring it back, 100%.
Okay, we will submit something to try to find out what's going on. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else want to comment on the consent calendar? Okay, we'll bring it back to the council, so we'll vote on everything but number 6 and number 6, right? No.
5 and 10.
5 and 10.
5 and 10.
Okay, and then obviously when I vote, I'm abstaining from number 6 and number 7.
I move the consent calendar minus number 4, 5, and 10.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion, a second. Any other discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Ramirez,
Aye.
Councilmember Wright,
Aye.
Councilmember Bildering,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Scott,
Aye.
Mayor Mitz.
Aye, and abstaining from number 6 and number 7. Okay.
Approved 5-0.
Okay, well, number 5 was pulled, so Councilmember Ramirez.
I just wanted to ask the city manager for a little bit of clarification. I received a couple of emails and one phone call from constituents that wanted to know about the 2 payments that look pretty similar to the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department. I explained to the best of my ability, just from what I know from being here for these 2 years, that, sometimes it's a little bit delayed because their fiscal year closes in July and with a lot of changes. But if you could just comment on that.
Yes, certainly. There's 2 items on there, both for $518,419, and those are both payments to the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department as part of our contract with them. The reason they're both on the same consent calendar is the invoice for the July came late. And so I don't, not for any reason other than they may be closing out the end of the year, end of the fiscal year stuff, but we usually see one of those every month. And so this one happens to be on both payments in the same, but they're part of our payments for our sheriff's contract.
That's it.
Hopefully that answers it.
Yep, that's it. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so also number 10, you pulled number 10?
Sorry. For number 10, some of the questions that I received from constituents was letter G. In addition of an alcohol outlet would increase the number of alcohol outlets from 18 to 19, which is greater than 1 allowed per ABC. The question was if there's going to be any fines associated with that, or if the city will be in any trouble.
No, the city won't be in any trouble for adding that additional alcohol license. This is part of the process. When we do this over concentration, we have to make this special finding of public and convenience and necessity.
Perfect. And then the other question that I received was if there's going to be any sort of provisions as far as, since people under 21 will be allowed and there will be alcohol served. But to me, this looks more like a restaurant.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, it's a restaurant, just like other restaurants throughout the city that serve alcohol. Minors would be able to come in and be with their parents or be by themselves, and then they'll have operational policies in place that would speak to age verification and what everybody else does with respect to making sure people are, there's no underage drinking.
And that's regulated by ABC, right?
That is regulated by ABC, and there are several other restaurants in town have exactly the same license, so it just,
Perfect.
It's a
another one of those.
47. A 47 means you can do it. It's the same thing every bowling alley in the state of California has, every theater, movie theaters have them. It's called
Pizza
47.
place.
As long as they serve food, then they can have.
That's the key there, is
There's the
for
key.
it to be a restaurant
Right.
bar.
If there's no food served, then it's the 48 license, and then that, and no one under 21 can be allowed. So,
Perfect. Thank you. That's all.
okay.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? Okay. I need a motion then for number 5 and number 10.
I move 5 and number 10.
Second.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none.
Councilmember Bilgering. Councilmember Wright.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ramirez.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Scott.
Aye.
Mayor Mintz.
All right.
Approved 5-0.
Okay, so we discussed all the removed consent calendar items and public hearing. Is this the city manager or is this Keith? Keith?
Keith is going to present this.
You're up, Keith.
all right, so this is the confirming the cost of abatement for Sherman Hoyt property that we got cleaned up. Next slide. Okay, that is just the general location of where it is. It's in the middle of a residential neighborhood. We do have a lot of background here that I'm not going to go into, but after all the cleanup, it was over 39,000 to clean this up. These are some before pictures. And then here are the after pictures. It took quite a bit of work to get this cleaned up because of the amount of tires. We had to hire a specialty hauler to get the tires out and handle them correctly. And this, again, this is how the property looks today. And the city council, we're asking the city council to adopt the resolution confirming the costs. If the city council does so, we give the property owner a certain amount of time to pay this assessment. If they don't, then by taking this motion, the city finance director can then put a special assessment on the property, ensuring that the city will eventually be paid back for this effort. So, and that will go on the property taxes associated with this property. So that's my presentation.
So if it goes on the tax roll, so then if, say, the person just gives up on the property, then whoever buys the property, that lien goes with it, and we'd still get paid, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And I did ask, I asked earlier if the property taxes were on that, was up to date, because after 5 years, the county takes it. But we would be first in line to still get paid if it went past that, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Anybody have questions for staff? All right, I'll open up to public hearing. I don't have any slips. Anybody online? Eli? None? Okay. Well, I'm going to close the public hearing. Bring it back to council. I'm looking for a motion.
26.
One thing I'd say before you take the vote, as Councilwoman Ramirez said, all available opportunities that we have to fight the drug and vagrancy problem in 29 Palms we take. This is a property we're going to clean, that we're cleaning up. The Planning Commission added several other properties that are burnt around town that have been used for illegal activities that we're going to get cleaned up. So this is one of those things that we can do to that end, is clean up properties, and we're going to really take a hard look at how we're going to be able to afford to do that, because it is an expensive endeavor, but it's important to clean up 29 Palms, and so we're gonna be doing a lot of that in the near future.
Good. Okay. All right, Mac, you had your motion ready?
Yeah. I make a motion that we adopt resolution number 2628, confirming the costs of abating 7535 Sherman Hoyt Avenue, a residence full of trash, debris, and abandoned motorhome and box truck, an unsecured residence that was declared a public nuisance and cleaned under the direction of the Planning Commission.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Ramirez,
Aye.
Councilmember Bilderrain,
Aye.
Councilmember Wright,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Scott,
Aye.
Mayor Mitz.
Aye.
Approved 5-0.
Thank you. Okay, future council initiated items. Anybody have any item they want to?
Yeah, I got a few.
All right, Matt.
I got
You're
a
up.
couple today. So along the lines of what this city manager is talking about, I don't really know if it should be a future initiated council item or what, but I did have the opportunity to come to the planning commission meeting, and they did make a lot of these properties a nuisance, but where the issue comes in at is the cost of taking care of these properties. And I mean, I know that, you know, when the city does it, then it's on the property owner, but in some cases, it may take us a while to get that money back. So I don't know what the actual future agenda item should be, but we need to look at the budget some kind of way to see where we could possibly get some more money for the planning commission for these properties. That's what I want.
Well, we would have to, we still, that's why this came to us. They can't approve the dollar amount. They have to abate it, and then we have to approve the dollar amount. They can't approve dollar amounts. They
We'll-
can't approve like fees. They don't vote on fees or anything like that. But I don't know if.
We'll
do you
be
want to
getting
bring-
some estimates, and so we'll get a pretty good baseline of what it costs to clean up, particularly the burnt items. And so we can bring it back as a budgetary item for a mid-year budget item, and we'll look at that probably after the first of the year.
All right.
May I add maybe some clarification? Possibly, as we look at that, also think about following the state of California's encampment resolution fund grants that are open now.
Definitely looking at grant funding to help with this.
Okay.
Okay, so that good for you, Mac. He brings it back in the budget. Okay.
And then the other one is the American Legion. They're interested in doing or sending some kids to Boys State. And way back when I was in high school, I got the chance to go to Boys State at the Citadel. And it's a very good program. It teaches leadership and a lot of other things to young men or young boys that are becoming men. And so it was very beneficial to me. So I want us to, just talk about that, maybe get the American Legion rep here to tell us what their plans are.
I second that.
Well, yeah. Well, either that, you can just put that on as a future presentation.
I'll get a hold of them, and we'll see if they can't come make a presentation.
Yeah, we don't need to put that on there.
Okay.
But yes, that's actually a great idea.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. Anybody else? All right. Public comments.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I had a future initiated item. No, I'm sorry. That was it. Thank you.
Okay. All right, public comments. This is the time for the public to address the city council on issues within the jurisdiction of the city council that is not on this agenda. All comments are to be directed to the city council and shall not consist of any personal attacks. Members of the public are expected to maintain a professional and courteous decorum during their comments. This is a time limitation of 3 minutes per person. If you've not already done so, please fill out a name and address slips and give them to the city clerk. The city council is prohibited by state law from taking action or discussing items not included in the printed agenda. Public comments are on a specific agenda item will be deferred until the consideration on the item on the agenda. Eli, do we have anybody online? We'll go with them first. Nobody online? Okay. Okay, Robin, you're up.
Good evening, everybody. Robin Schlosser, 29 Palms resident. I wanted to invite everybody, especially our seniors, to next Friday, September 4th. Reach Out Morongo Basin will be holding a Labor Day barbecue for our seniors. It is sponsored by the Simi Daba Sculpture Foundation this year, and we are planning on having smoked ribs that are going to be done by Mr. Larry Bowden. We're going to have barbecue chicken, courtesy of Mr. Eli Marshall. We're going to have potato salad. We're going to have all kinds of fun stuff, and lots of seniors there, and we want to celebrate everybody who has helped make this country great. A second thing that came up when we were talking about routes to the base earlier. I don't know if there is a way to do this, because where I live is on Mesquite Springs Road north of Indian. And I can tell you that in the last 3.5 weeks or 4 weeks, I've seen probably 10 semi-trucks try to take Mesquite Springs roads heading towards the base. Now, if you've gone up Mesquite Springs Road that way, you know you get about 1.25 miles up and it turns into a little narrow dirt road. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen semi-trucks trying to back 1 mile down the road to Valley Vista to be able to try to turn around. Or the one last week that tried to turn around closer to the dirt road and got his trailer hung up on the asphalt and was blocking the road and had to call a truck out. So if there's a way that the city could consider maybe putting a big yellow sign with black letters that says no base access there, it would probably be really beneficial, not only to the residents there, but also to these poor truck drivers who are getting lost trying to get their way to the base. Thank you very much for letting me talk. Bye.
Well, thank you.
I normally wouldn't comment on public comments, but we already have that in the works. We are already making the signs as you speak, so.
All right.
Robin, what's a senior? I'm a senior now? Oh, all right.
What is a senior? 60 and over.
All right. Senior. Well, I got you all beat, so that's all right. Lori Cosgriff, you're up. Did she leave? Oh, there she is.
Lori Cosgriff, 29 Palms, California. Good evening, Mayor, council members, and community members. I'm here tonight to share with you all that September is Hunger Action Month, and that the public pantries in the area, at the 29 Palms Community Food Pantry, the Homesteaders Association, the Alex Roth Memorial Food Pantry, the Hope Center Feed the Need, and the 29 Palms Methodist Church Food Pantry are joining together for a fundraiser in recognition of Hunger Action Month. We're calling the event Empty Bowls, and we're hosting a soup cook-off. The name Empty Bowls is borrowed from an international grassroots movement, and it's a project where a symbolic bowl of soup is served to represent raising money and feeding the hungry. Our evening is going to feature a cook-off, and the judges are going to be the attendees at our fundraiser. This will be the first time that these local pantries have joined together for an event, and we're really looking forward to working together. And of course, it is September 12th. It will be at the 29 Palms Community Food Pantry located on Sullivan Road, and tickets are available by calling any one of those pantries. It's really an important time for us to take a look at this, because statistically, 1 in 10 Californians is hungry. That means that each one of us could sit on our front porch and look someone in the eye who is worried about their meal tonight. And it's much more important than how big that meal is going to be. It really is mothers who are thinking about not eating so that all of their children will eat. And this is our opportunity to call awareness to that and to maybe work together. So this is a really good time for all of us to think about donating to a food pantry, donating to a food program, maybe making a donation at the grocery store, at church, looking at someone on a street corner who may be in need of food and sharing something with them, sharing resources. Tell them where the local food pantries are, making sure that everyone has access to those things. And most importantly, if you know someone who is struggling with food insecurities, encourage them to reach out to those resources, because it's embarrassing to ask, and people aren't asking for the help that they need. But we have the help to provide, and we want to be providing it. All of the pantries who are working on this, again, the 29 Palms Community Food Pantry, the pantry at the Alex Roth Memorial Food Pantry at the United Methodist Church. We are looking forward to working together, and we hope that we see all of you there, but we hope that during September that everyone in the community acknowledges that this is a problem and reaches out to someone. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Mark Williams.
Hi, I'm Mark Williams. I am a resident of 29 Palms. I have been for like a long, long time. I am coming to introduce myself. I have currently work at Ironwood State Prison. Before that, I worked in California Institution for Men as a substance abuse counselor. I'm also the founder of Living with Vision, Purpose, and Hope. It's a nonprofit that is currently working in Blythe because that's where I work. We have a transitional living there called Hope House, where it's kind of basically like a wraparound type services, sober living, where I take people coming out of treatment. My heart is here because that's where I live. I've lived here for many years, and I really wanted to do something here, but I haven't been able to do that yet. But currently, I'm working on trying to set up a wraparound housing type situation out here, which would include a licensed residential detox center and an outpatient treatment center, to be able to get at the people who, as to Ms. Ramirez is what she was talking about, it's more than just giving people a house. You know, you got to do more than that. You have to give them like a career. I'm also, I have pursuing my bachelor's for career and life development right now. I got a certificate, not a full-on, I'm not full-on certified, but I have a certificate, career and life development, which basically it's the college, people you go to at the college where they try to find out what your interests are and what your purpose is and stuff like that, which is kind of why my nonprofit is geared towards that. I want to be able to give these people when they come off the streets, not force them to be sober, but make that option abundantly available to them, you know, to have a career and not have a place to not just get sober, but to build a life that they don't want to try to escape from. And that's why my heart is for this town, and I see the people in town, it just breaks. You know, it breaks for the people in Blight too, you know. But here, I mean, this is my community, and I just see these people, and I'm just try to see the gold, and I see the gold that if they could just see it themselves, and I want to help them to pull it out of them and to give them a chance at life, to be able to reach for something higher than what they have. And a lot of them just gave up, and they don't think they have any other choice, so that's why they're on drugs. I want to be able to show them they can, and that's what I'm doing right now in Blythe right now, and I'm doing pretty good at it, actually. I just got a guy today going to the college, and he's getting his GED, and he just relapsed. He's back on the track again, doing it again, and I want to do that here, and where my community's at, and I'm asking, I'm trying to partnership with the county right now. I went to a thing yesterday with a proposal for the bid to get the contract for them, I guess, which is coming up. I'm new to the game, so I don't understand all the terminology, but I'm really trying to do something here in this town, and I want to present myself to you, and if I can get any help, let me know if you need my number. I have cards, but I don't have them on me, but I do have a little digital card, and I can give my number if you need it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Okay, Mark Van Horn.
Hi, Mark Van Horn, long-time 29 Palms resident. I'll never forget high school graduation. After I received my diploma, I walked to my bicycle to ride home, but during the ceremony, somebody had stripped the bike of everything but the wheels and frame, which were locked to a big tree. It was pretty devastating, but not as bad as the year before when somebody broke into our house and stole my stereo, my coin collection, my comic books, or the year before that when somebody cut the thick chain securing my bike to a rack in school. Not counting credit card fraud, I've been a victim of crime 10 times. 10 times. Even had someone smash in the windshield to steal the ashtray from my truck. So I went to the recycling center near Restated Brothers an hour ago. It's a new owner because the previous owner has been robbed 3 times. Wouldn't it be great to catch the thieves on video? But I know you're going to vote against flock cameras, and eventually I'll have to drive to Yucca to recycle. Last month, I went door-to-door collecting signatures in the 4th District, but I came up too short, so Octavius, I guess I'll be seeing you in 4 years. And I know that you're very passionate about banning the cameras, and it's probably makes a lot of political sense, but remember that, generally speaking, people are much more passionate when they talk about things they hate rather than the things they support. I'm sure much will be made about protecting the civil rights of people who have nothing, but what about protecting the people who have something to lose, the people who pay the majority of taxes and keep the restaurants in business? I drove all over 29 to check out the cameras responsible for all this furor. The cameras are located at 9 intersections along 29 Palms Highway and Adobe Road. 9 intersections total. No cameras in residential areas. The cameras are mounted approximately 15 to 25 feet high, tilted downward, so they can read license plates, but they can't look down the roads. They see you passing to the intersection. They don't see you stopping off at the massage parlor down the street. So, if you want to ban more cameras, great. You want to ban them in residential areas? Of course. Want to ban drones? Absolutely. Flock claims the data is not shared with the feds, so ask the city attorney to make sure the contract is ironclad and there are substantial penalties to anybody who uses the data irresponsibly. There have been cameras in Arizona to check the speed now for 25 years. I don't hear people complaining about that. We just went on a trip to Washington, D.C. and back, and every single state has cameras to collect tolls, and no one's suggesting we should go back to tolls. At the very least, we've got a highway out here that connects to a highway in Yucca that has cameras. And since other highways have cameras, please consider keeping that. I mean, we've spent this money for it, and I think at the very least, maybe we could do a study and see if it reduces crime before just throwing all that money away. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, Eli, anybody? Nobody? Wow, I thought we'd have a few people use that system.
We had no one sign up for this meeting.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, that's it for this meeting, so we'll see you 2 weeks.